The brothers and sisters, this is what the statistics are. But the federal government cannot legislate your screwing. That's on you.
Oh my God.
We can't tell you when and who to screw. But here's what's happening as a result of what you're doing. Your rates are 5 times higher than our rates. And if that trend continues and you do nothing about it and you ignore it, within 20 to 40 years, your out-of-wedlock birth rate will get to the 60s and 70%. That will affect and effect the black family structure and ultimately lead you into poverty. Oh, the report was published and we were pissed. Racist Patrick Moynihan. And we did nothing. And what happened? Exactly what they reported. So, we don't have to listen to the statistics. We can just continue doing what we're doing. That's if you want to do that. I have chosen not to do that.
In 1712, slave owner in the Indies gave 3 strategies of how they used and manipulated black people, especially blacks who were enslaved. Amongst the 3 things, they're commonly known as the Willie Lynch Slater. Willie Lynch Slater really indicated the strategies that they used to enslave black people and keep them divided. And the first one was divide and rule. 2, create mistrust between these people. And 3, it was psychological manipulation. Do you know that they are still applying the same strategies today to manipulate a black person? And you're asking yourself, is it really that we are going to have the second slavery? Chances are we might have the second slavery, probably in a different form, but in a modern day, So the same strategies are the strategies that they are still using until today. And if you think that I'm lying, we will watch this video by George Fresher. George Fresher is going to tell you why are we still having black people being enslaved until today. Honestly, I couldn't agree more, really, because what he says is true. And it is a matter of time that we black folks, we need to come together. We need to realize that the system is doing this just to remain in power, to still own the factors of production and to have the advantage against us. So my appeal to you is I want us to listen to this video by George Fresher, and then we will come back. We'll talk about something which is really interesting. Why are we having this divide between black men and black women? Why are our black youths not so much focused into black politics? We are just focused on basketball, fashion. Of course, those things are good, but just know that politics affect how we perceive things. Politics affect whether tomorrow you'll wake up in your house or not. Politics affect so much things. And this is how a black person is being enslaved. I want you to listen to this black professor. He is going to say something really important that we really need to hear today in the 21st century. George Fresher has been one of prominent African-American professors who have talked about black politics, who have encouraged people, the cohesion in the black community. This is something that he has always been advocating for. So listening to him, and I'll also come back, give you my reasons as to why I think it is true that we have chances that we might be going to a second wave of enslavement, but this one might be a little bit different. So I want us to watch this video, and then I'll come back, give you my commentary on the same. I hope you get to learn to this video. If you're watching this video for the first time, you can consider subscribing to the channel. You can decide join our membership and really get to see what we can offer you. Until then, let's dive right into the video.
The sexiest thing that a black man can do today is to lead. Brothers, that's sexy. You want to turn sisters on? Lead. I speak from experience. Yes, I am black. For those of you who were not entirely sure, that is the beauty of our culture and race. We come in all shapes and sizes and skin tones and hair textures, lots of options out there, brothers and sisters, no need to stray. Now I can say that because I've been married to the same sister. Come on. I said sister. All right. 45 big ones, that's 4 or 5. People ask me all the time, Dr. Fraser, what is the secret to staying married to the same sister for 45 years? And it's a one-word secret. Amnesia. In 45 years, Nora Jean's going to do something stupid. I'm going to do something stupid. We discuss the stupid things that we have done, Bishop. We reach middle ground. We bless it and release it, never to bring it up again. All right. And we go about raising our family, loving our children, and serving our people. Till death do us part. That's good. That is the key to success in the black community. A strong black family. A strong black family. Now that is a whole another subject, which I will put a pin in, because we just don't have time to unpack that one. But it's huge. Now, all that needed to be said today has already been said. I got here at 8 o'clock this morning. I sat patiently and listened to 60, 70 brothers and sisters speak with brilliance, with intelligence, with calm, and collaboration. It was just a beautiful thing to see. And they covered everything that you could possibly want to cover. So I applaud you for that. Benzel, I know you often call yourself Denzel. Everybody else wants it. But you are thebomb.com. You really are. You are about and for black people. I love you for that. You are, in fact, a race man, as I am a race man. That we have committed our time, talent, and treasure to the investment and the upliftment of black people first. I didn't say only, but I said first. And I love you for that. So let me say this to you from my heart. If I could not be me, I would want to be you. You're a bad brother. I appreciate you and the people that you coalesced around a powerful vision for the future of black folk in Denver. Now, you are going to have obstacles. One of my favorite quotes is from Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was one of the 5 great Caesars. And it was Marcus Aurelius who said that the impediment to action advances action. That what stands in the way becomes the way. Let me say that differently. Where there is no obstacle, there is no way. When God gives you an assignment, when you're ready, the next thing God does is places an obstacle in front of that assignment. And your job, your assignment, is to get over, around, through, under the obstacle. And when you prove to God that you can do that, God checks off a box, gives you an attaboy or an attagirl, and then you get a new assignment. And as soon as He gives you a new assignment, an obstacle is put in your way. And your job at that moment in time is to find a way over, around, and through the obstacle. And for 400 years, Africans in America have found a way over, around, and through the obstacle. And when we look back on our lives, we understand that the obstacle for us is the way. We are an awesome and beautiful and powerful people. And we need to act like it.
All right.
And maybe the best thing that has happened to us, because God works in mysterious ways, maybe the best thing that has happened to black people is Donald Trump. That racist, narcissistic fool has demonstrated to us what he thinks of us and what so much of America thinks of us. Now, we have always suspected, we have always complained, we have always saber-rattled what we now know to be true. America elected Donald Trump. And we now know what so much and so many of America think about us. But we've had that suspicion with, we can almost say it ain't nothing new. But now it's been proven, Imam. It's been proven. So this is a good thing. This, I think, will motivate us to understand that we are in a state of urgency. We are in a state of emergency, if you will. Interesting article in the Wall Street Journal. I hope you saw it. Interesting. It said that financial illiteracy is an American problem. That's what the Wall Street Journal said. Financial illiteracy is an American problem. And demanded that America, both the public, private, and independent sector, invest billions of dollars in bringing America to financial literacy. That's what the Wall Street Journal said in an editorial. Now, we know that when white folks catch a cold, black people catch pneumonia. So if financial illiteracy is an American problem, it is 10 times the problem in our community.
All right.
We understand that. Therefore, it is time for us to put economic development and wealth creation, closing the income and wealth gap between blacks and whites in America. I did not say blacks and Hispanics. I did not say blacks and Asians. I did not say blacks and Arabs. I said blacks and white folk. That's what I said. Because that's where our issue is. It is time for us to close that gap. It is time for us to put economic development on the front burner. It is time for us to create a mantra and slogan around that idea. And that mantra and slogan, as I have been saying for the last 5 years, is that economics is the new black power. Economics must now become the new black power.
All right.
And this cannot be done without the cooperation, the investment, and the engagement of the most important, the most trusted institution in our culture, and that is the black church. They must touch it. And so we must devise a system that allows us morally and spiritually to fulfill Proverbs 13:22, that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That is what the Bible tells us. Interesting article on the front page of USA Today, Bishop. Thank God it was below the fold, but it was on the front page. And here's in essence what the article said. It said that if nothing changes among African Americans, no, let me back up. But they didn't say that was another article. This one said that African American baby boomers will be the first generation of Africans in America to raise another generation of Africans in America that will not do better than them. So in the 400-year history of our people in this country, we are the only generation to raise another generation that will be worse off. We need our asses kicked. Our ancestors and forefathers must be rolling over in their grave.
All right.
You can count me out of that statistic. I will not participate, and you must not participate in that statistic. Understand that everything we do for our children, just as everything our parents did, they did for us. We cannot allow this to happen. Not on our watch. Further investigation, further studies, further statistics tell us. Now that's not hype. I'm not exaggerating. The shots have been fired. The flares have been fired. So we can either listen and do something, or we can continue to party. Make Grammy-nominated rap songs. Buy our red bottoms. Gucci's and Ferragamos, and wear all this stuff.
Right.
Well, let's just see if white folks are right. Now that brings me to a crossroads that we had to engage in 1965. Daniel Patrick Moynihan, at the wish of Lyndon Johnson, President Lyndon Johnson, did a major report and study on the state of the black family. It was called the Moynihan Report. Daniel Patrick Moynihan was a New York liberal Harvard graduate. Did his work, published the report, and basically the report said the following. What he noticed through statistical gathering is that the out-of-wedlock birth rate among black families was 5 times that of white families in 1963 and 4, and ultimately published in 5. Out-of-wedlock births were at about 25% then, and in the white community, it was about 5%. We were 5 times higher. And Daniel Patrick Moynihan basically said in his own, northeasterner way, that brothers and sisters, this is what the statistics are, but the federal government cannot legislate your screwing. That's on you.
Oh my God.
We can't tell you when and who to screw. But here's what's happening as a result of what you're doing. Your rates are 5 times higher than our rates. And if that trend continues and you do nothing about it and you ignore it, within 20 to 40 years, your out-of-wedlock birth rate will get to the 60s and 70%. That will affect and effect the black family structure and ultimately lead you into poverty. Oh, the report was published and we were pissed. Racist Patrick Moynihan. And we did nothing. And what happened? Exactly what they reported. So, we don't have to listen to the statistics. We can just continue doing what we're doing. That's if you want to do that. I have chosen not to do that. Because although the prediction is that by 2053 this will occur to us, if you read the national coverage of the front page story in December of last year in the Boston Globe about black people and their money in Boston, it made national news. It's all on the national news, Bishop. Boston, one of the wealthiest cities in America. A home of America's most elite education, Harvard, MIT, Boston College, Bryn Mawr, Sarah Lawrence, Boston University. Here was the major headline in the Boston Globe. I read to you the headline. The headline was so egregious, even the headline had to qualify the end result. Here's the headline. This is no typo. The median net worth of black Bostonians really is $8. I said $8. One of the wealthiest cities in America. Black Bostonians are worth $8. Now, I thought the prediction in Fortune magazine is that we would be broke by 2053. Well, black Bostonians are about 20 years ahead of time. We don't have to do anything, but I'm recommending that we do something. I'm recommending that we tackle the problem, and I really see it. I talked about this earlier. I don't really see it as a problem because I'm an entrepreneurial thinker and have been all my life. I see it as a massive opportunity to provide education and training to 46 million black people. That's what I see. Massive. It's something that we're capable of doing ourselves. So, with that thought in mind, 3 years ago, I began thinking through what was the system that we needed to put in place to institutionalize financial education in the black community. Where must it first be housed and then expanded and extended to? And there's only one clear answer if you think clearly about this. It must take seed in the historically black church. There are 85,000 black churches in America. 25 million black people go to church every single Sunday. We are the most morally grounded, spiritually rooted people in this country. We are the most church-going people in this country. You cannot do anything of significance in black America without touching or it being led. Every major movement in this country, every major good thing that has ever happened to black people in this country was led by the black church, leadership from the black church. So it's got to start there. Now, there are 1,500 references to money and economics in the Bible. So this is no strange subject. We just need to bring the subject up more frequently. So, we launched this year WINS. WINS. WINS is an acronym. Wealth in the name of our divine Son. We know who that is. I created a little piece of poetry under WINS, and it says, for it is the wind that makes us soar, and it is the winds that bring change. WINS. There will be financial literacy centers, wealth building centers. That's how we're branding them. Now, I have a little experience with branding. I spent 13 years in branding and marketing in leadership positions with Procter & Gamble. Now, anybody know anything about branding and marketing? They are the beasts of branding and marketing. They invented branding. I sat at the feet of the masters for 13 years. I was the guy that was partly responsible for the launch of Pampers, which disrupted the cloth diaper category 40 years ago. So I know a little bit on how to package, design, and do the brand architecture for something as powerful as a brand that needs to bring us to literacy. We introduced it last year at the Power Networking Conference. We said, here's what's coming. And we launched it this year at the Power Networking Conference. We recruited. Now, I did the prototype. I've had a WIN center in my church for the last 14 months. So I was sort of the test market. We're now doing what they call in the branding world a soft launch. So we've got 15 people around the country. We will be meeting in October for the final Train the Trainer. Each person directing a WIN center must have some history in the financial services industry, and then they must get a CFEI, which is a certification in financial education instruction. You see, because you are a stockbroker doesn't mean that you can teach financial education. It is no different than basketball. Michael Jordan is the baddest basketball player.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I believe if you are sane, or if you're a person who observes things which are happening in the States or things which are happening in the Black community, you'll get to realize that the enslavement is a little bit more than is known as it was in the past. But still, we might still be heading in the same direction. So in today's video, I just wanted to authenticate what Professor George Fraser just said, because honestly, I believe that this is important. And it is important to the year of a youth today in the Black community. And my main appeal why I decided to do this video was to appeal to Black youths to join the fight, join the wave of Black politics, because it is important. It is so hard to defeat a conscious mind, and these are the things we are just being confused. If you ask a Black person or a Black youth today, who is your role model, you'll get to hear what they say, and you'll realize that most probably the people that they are going to talk about are not like people who are politically influential. You'll find that they ain't. They'll be musicians, fashion models, influencers. I mean, such certain kind of people. Those are the people that they are gonna choose to represent them. They are not gonna choose people who people like activists, you know. So it is difficult. And here with me, I have a presentation that is going to show you why, if our youth, I'm also speaking as a youth. I'm not I'm amongst the young adults, right? So I'm speaking from experience and also speaking from an observing stance. So we just need to brace ourselves. We need to learn about black politics, especially because honestly, this is important. So, why are we still going to the second enslavement? Because the divide and rule has worked, the psychological manipulation has worked. And this is what Willie Lynch Slater, the British slave owner in 1712, this is what he said. You know, the divide is really common because, I mean, look at the black families, look at the households. The divide has been successful, right? And this is something which has happened. And you and I mean, we're saying this and we know this is really happening in our community. So, amongst other things that I tried to look while I was looking at this topic, how things unraveled during those times, it is like the black enslavement is happening because we're still having a disconnect between black men and women. As I said it earlier, we have gender roles and expectation. We have societal expectations and stereotypes which can create friction between black men and women. Black men often bear this appropriate burden of economic and familial responsibilities, leading to stress and conflict. You know, in the past, there was this cohesion which was really in the black community. It was there, trust me. Black men were so responsible, so masculine. They had their masculine frame, they provided for their families. It is not the same like today, right? Black women were submissive. I mean, not all black women are not submissive today. We still have a number which are still submissive. But I mean, look at the magnitude of how the divide and rule has broken down the black community. Our black family is surviving today. And that's the enslavement that I'm talking about. It is a modern enslavement. It's not like that, which was in the past. This is a new wave, you know. And one, if you want to know that this is true, if you get to look at the Will Lynch letter, this page that the British slave owner from the Indies in 1712, the speech that this man gave really showed that these are strategies, and the strategies is being these strategies being applied until today. So honestly, I'm not surprised, and every black youth should brace themselves, get to join the black politics, get to realize what's happening in their community. I understand playing basketball is important. I understand having a role model on fashion and everything is important part of life. But trust me, all these things are being controlled by the black politics. So I urge any youth who is watching this video today to mobilize the friends, to be like-minded, to get to know that black politics is really important, and they just need to get in. They need to immerse themselves into the black politics, because that's now when they really get to know what's happening in their community. Until then, they won't understand what's really happening in their community. I'm also going to talk about the issue of black youth not focusing on political activities. Entertainment and sports focus. Many black youths are encouraged to pursue careers in entertainment and sports, which are seen as accessible pathways to success. While this field can be lucrative, they often come at the expense of political and civic engagement. Now, the enemy has created a society that teaches black people, that teaches black youth, that you don't need to orient yourself in jobs that will make you politically endowed, that will make you civically endowed. Just go in the media, just go do a movie. You can fit in fashion, you can sing, You can rap. While these are important tools that can be used to also that can also be used to pass this message to people through music, through art, through everything. But it is important to get these to pursue careers which are politically oriented, especially the black politics. Get to know why some things happen in our community. I don't despite that sometimes you need to wake up, go play the basketball, go hang out with friends. It is important. But even if we having parents who are watching this video, they should tell their kids to understand that black politics is important, and just find a way of trying to get them immerse themselves into these activities, because they are really important. I'm also going to talk about lack of political education. Schools in predominantly black neighborhoods often lack comprehensive civic education programs, resulting in low political awareness and participation among black youths. So, even the places that black people, but this is just a strategy. And I urge you, black folks, black parents, to look into it. Even the schools around you are putting these children in a situation that they cannot advocate for the black politics. It is important that your child, despite any discipline that they're doing, let them get to have the black politics. Let them get to really understand what really happened and what's really happening. Let them understand the black history. What did other activists, what did other people like Malcolm X, people like Du Bois, what did they do? Nelson Mandela. These are enigmatic people that your child needs to grow knowing that we have black leaders who did A, B, C, D. I don't have a problem a child waking up loving Usher songs, loving Michael Jackson songs, okay? I also do. I love them. But also in the political frame, especially in the black community political frame, they need to get to understand the things which are happening around them. Let them, at least give them a chance to have role models that if you ask them, who are you looking up to? Somebody can say, I'm looking up to, Malcolm X or something. Now from that, at least we are moving in the right direction, right? Okay, for example, this is something that happened. The disproportionate focus on basketball and rap music as careers among the black youths can divert attention from political activism and community leadership. The 2020 protest against police brutality, while seeing significant youth involvement, also revealed gaps in sustained political engagement beyond moments of crisis. A black person needs to understand their right. Education is key. Education is important. With education, you can do a number of things. And I'm talking about political education. It is really important. Political education, we will get to see people who are fighting for their rights with that so much unwavering faith. And generally, that's what you need. I'm also going to talk about influence of popular culture, role models, and media influence. Black youths are often up to celebrities and athletes, which is true, who may not always emphasize the importance of political engagement. This can shape aspirations and priorities. And generally, this is just what I said. Try make your kid understand that it is not just about rap. Or even if it's rap, let it be influence. Let it indulge political things. Of course, we have rap. We have rap songs which were did by activists, which truly work. We have pop songs like Michael Jackson, the things that he did. Yeah. Let them be influenced with these things. Let's get away of amalgamating the two. Any discipline that they are doing, let them get to understand this, okay? I'm also going to talk about, as my last point, I'm also going to talk about community disintegration and gentrification. Gentrification often displaces black families from their neighborhoods, disrupting community networks, and weakening political power. This displacement can lead to a sense of dispowerment and apathy. Look at what happened in Lake Lanier. Black people were displaced, right? Because the integration of them was so powerful. So they were never allowed to be in these places, because if they could be, honestly, they would be really powerful. So the displacement of them really played a significant role in dispowering them. If you look at the Willie Lynch letter, they divide and conquer, and that's what is really happening. And I came to understand that why are some people saying that the Willie Lynch letter is a scam. It's not true. Look at the manipulation patterns that the enemy is using. They are the same patterns that they are using until today, just to do the same things that they did. I'm just talking about one place that black community were dispowered. I'm talking about Lake Lanier. Look, the gentrification, historically black neighborhoods like Harlem in New York City, or the south side of Chicago, has led to displacement of long-time residents, fracturing community bonds and reducing collective political influence. While you are moved from where you used to be, or where you find that it is strong with you or it's good with you, where you formed your base, when this happens, it dispowers you from the things that you're doing before. It dispowers you from the social network that you had before. So when this happens, it means that you won't have power to stand together, to fight together. And this was also documented in Willie Lynch's letter. This is your presenter, Jindoki Stories. If you're watching this video for the first time, you can consider subscribing to our channel. Join our membership. Really get to see what we can offer you. As you always know, this is your presenter, Jindoki Stories. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.